little closer,
Sure,
please.
happy to.
We don't have AV, forgive us.
Hi, folks. As you know, today the Manitoba Hydro Board announced that it's parting ways with CEO Jay Grewal and that it's appointing an interim president and CEO, Hal Turner. I'd like to start my comments here by thanking Jay Grewal for her service to this province. We know that this job is not an easy job and that it can create real challenges for families and that it's a hard role to fulfill. She's served with professionalism and integrity for the last many years and has brought us through some tough times. She worked through a pandemic. We had significant droughts over the last many years, significant snowstorm, and of course helped us to navigate a PC government, which had challenges at times. I'm really excited about the future of hydro. I want to thank interim CEO Hal Turner for taking on the role to help us get through this interim period. We have a lot to look forward to, and there's a very exciting energy future ahead for Manitoba. With that, I'll pass it to our board chair, Ben Graham, to share some more words. Ben?
Thanks, Minister. Okay, good morning. Earlier this morning, I had a conversation with Jay Grewal, at which time she was informed that we would be heading in a different leadership direction at Manitoba Hydro. Very excited to work with Hal, a veteran of the organisation, and he's excited about the opportunity as well. So I know we've only got 15 minutes, so I'm happy to take any questions, and if they're specific to the Minister, then he can step in, but I'll try and take as many questions as possible.
How long is the search and who are you looking for?
We're looking for the best candidate. We've hired MNP to do the search. I'm hopeful that there's a strong internal candidate that rises to the top. But we are going to do a national search, and ultimately it's the best person for the job. If it's someone external to the organisation, great. If it's someone internal, even better.
Will you be telling that person that you are abandoning plans to look for private purveyors of wind power?
We will be looking at options. We're looking at public options, and we will be looking at that and see what that quantification and analysis looks like on what it's going to cost Manitobans.
Public options, no private options you're looking at?
We'll be looking at public options.
Why now? What is the time? Why was this the time to go in a different leadership direction?
We, as I'm sure you're aware, Danielle, as a new board, you always assess the leadership team that you inherit. And Jay's been here a long time and she's done a lot for this organisation. We just felt as a board it was the right time to make a change and bring a fresh perspective.
So obviously the disagreement publicly between Mr. Sala over here, Ms. Grewal, obviously that plays a role.
This assessment started to take place the day that we were appointed as the board.
But the timing... Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Bart.
But the timing of it now, I mean, it would seem, forgive me, we're all relatively intelligent people here, it would seem disingenuous to suggest that this timing would have nothing to do with the public spat.
It was an assessment that took over three and a half months, and that was the result of the analysis.
What type of severance is she getting? Is she receiving?
That's a personal discussion between Hydro and Ms. Grewal, but we will be honouring the terms of that contract.
Can it not be made public as this is a public company?
I'm sure it will be made public. Yes.
How about now?
Mr. Minister, I mean, can you come in and talk about the timing? Obviously, similar to Bart's questions, I mean, there was a disagreement, at least a different viewpoint. What do you want to say about the timing of this today?
Well, again, as the chair shared, this is a board decision. And as I've shared, we thank Ms. Grewal for her service to the province, for her professionalism, and we wish her best of luck on the next stage of her career.
Mr. Sala, how is it possible that you were surprised by Ms. Grewal's comments that morning in that speech, given the fact Hydro's been talking about private options since July at the very latest?
Look, as a government, we've been clear that we want to keep Manitoba Hydro public. And we want to ensure that as we meet our energy needs going forward, that we're doing that in a way that has those energy sources being publicly generated. So that's a focus for us. We've been clear about that. And that's certainly going to continue to be the priority for our government.
Forgive me, how does private producers privatize hydro as an entity? Can you explain why purchasing hydro from a private producer makes hydro overall private?
Yeah. So we know our province does have energy needs in the future. We do want to ensure that we develop plans to meet those needs so we can grow our clean energy economy here in Manitoba. And we want to do that in a way that sees those resources be publicly generated.
How is it possible that you are going to be able to meet that goal given the tight timelines? You know what BC is planning. You know what Ontario is planning, nuclear. You know what Quebec is planning, spending money right now to build transmission lines to hook up to the solar plants and wind plants that you haven't even begun to procure. How is it possible you're going to do that without private help?
Again, I mean, these things aren't easy, but we have confidence in our board. We have confidence that we're going to find the right CEO to lead those processes to ensure that we can grow our clean energy economy in the future here in Manitoba.
What would you say to the criticism that you are letting ideology get in the way of policy?
Yeah. Again, our focus is on ensuring that Manitobans can access affordable energy here in Manitoba. We have confidence in our board that we're going to do that in a good way. We're really excited about seeing who steps up to take on this role as a new CEO. And those are the challenges we have to take on. And I'm confident that we're going to see this process happen in a good way.
Is there a risk, though, that if you have this mandate that everything has to be public and it can't be done as cheaply publicly, that you will drive hydro bills up?
Yeah, again, our top focus is affordability. So we have confidence in our board, and we're looking forward to seeing our new CEO and that person help lead the way in ensuring that we can do this in a way that respects the public debt and those challenges that we want to ensure we're mitigating while we bring forward the energy that we need to grow our economy here in Manitoba.
Can you confirm that Ms. Grewal had instructed some people in hydro to look at natural gas-powered plants as backstops in 5 years when you run out of excess capacity?
I can't speak to that.
They can't speak to it, but are you aware of that?
I can't speak to that.
Sorry, that's not my question. Were you aware that hydro was looking at additional gas-powered plants to come online in the backstop between the time we can fully go carbon-free?
Yeah. No, what I'm aware of is that we do have a need to look at new generation. We want to ensure that we do that so we can help to grow our provincial economy, so that we can do the good things that we know are possible with Manitoba Hydro to help develop this province. And we're going to do that in the right way. And we have total confidence in our board, in the leadership of our board chair, Mr. Graham, and looking forward to seeing the direction that's brought by our future CEO.
So what are the new generation options then?
Well, of course, wind and solar are two great options, but we don't want to prejudice what direction that goes. That'll be up to, again, hydro to find the right way to meet our energy needs going forward.
To Bart's question, a lot of the planning that's been done by hydro, the IRP, its corporate strategy, talks about natural gas, talks about going to the private sector for power generation. Are we going back to, are we starting from scratch in some ways? When we look at our energy resource mix, are you expecting hydro to go back to its IRP and make some changes to make it in alignment with your government's policies and direction?
Well, thanks for the question. We are a new government, and we want to ensure that hydro's direction reflects the mandate that was outlined for them in our mandate letter. And so we've been clear what that means. That means a focus on affordability. That means a focus on partnerships with Indigenous communities. That means ensuring that we focus on growing our clean energy economy, and it really means that we ensure we keep Manitoba Hydro public.
What makes you think hydro has time to do this, given the rapidly rising demands for energy and in particular clean energy?
Mm-hmm. Well, what I'm saying is that we do need to move to meet our generation needs. This is important. And again, the exciting thing is we've got a great new board who've really just gotten started in doing the work necessary to help ensure that we can develop good plans. And we do know that those needs are in the near future. And so we are going to be proceeding with looking at that. The board will be leading that work. And again, we look forward to a new CEO helping us to give that direction we need.
When are we going to see something on the construction of transmission lines? It's not power production, it can be fully public, but when are we going to see some movement there?
Again, I think that's the kind of thing that we'll see in the future once a future CEO is put in place to help give that direction.
Are you aware that hydro is concerned that there would be shortages as bad as we saw in Alberta this winter had the weather been colder this winter?
Look, we know that Manitobans have the energy we need to meet our needs here in Manitoba. We have the energy we need to meet our capacity requirements in this province. We do know, though, that we need to grow our energy supplies. That's something we're very aware of. And that's something we expect that Hydro will focus on in the years to come.
You think Kanawapa will be back on the table?
Again, no comment around the approaches to meeting our energy needs. That's going to be decisions that will be made by our Hydro board and a future CEO.
Again, you're an intelligent person, and I asked the question, and you didn't. No. But yes, so I am going to ask you though. Are you going to actually tell me that you weren't aware about the plans to produce gas?
What I'm going to tell you is that we are looking forward to a new future for Manitoba Hydro. We're excited about the direction here. We're excited to bring on board Hal Turner in the interim CEO role, and we look forward to the direction that our new board, our very capable board, again led by Mr. Graham, and a future CEO will take to help Manitoba grow our clean energy economy and keep rates affordable for Manitobans.
I'll give you one more chance to answer my question.
It's the same answer. We're excited about the future of Hydro, and we're really looking forward to seeing what the new board and the new CEO will do.
Why is hydroelectric generation still an option that your government's entertaining?
Sorry.
New hydroelectric generation, new dams. Why hasn't that been ruled out as an option? The previous government said no more hydroelectric dams. So why is it an option for you folks?
Yeah, so what I would say, again, in terms of the resource options that are available before us, those are the kind of questions that we'll expect a future CEO and our new board to examine.
If hydro rates skyrocket in a few years because Manitoba has to purchase more power from other sources, how will you feel about today's statements from yourself?
Well, again, our government is focused on affordability. We want to ensure that hydro is affordable for all Manitobans. That's a top focus, and we will expect and look to see our board help to ensure that rates remain affordable.
Have you and the Premier been completely aligned on these policy discussions?
Absolutely. Yeah, we are absolutely working in lockstep here. We agree that there's an exciting future ahead for hydro. We agree that Manitoba hydro rates need to be affordable as possible, and we're looking forward to the direction of this corporation.
Thanks, Mr. Graham.
I'm going to have to wrap it up there, guys, just for time. Good. Thanks very much, everybody.
Thank you.